So then this tape comes out, and you recognize the girl as the girl that you had the threesome with, who is Sparkle says that's her niece. A bunch of her schoolmates are saying yes, that's who we say it is. We played basketball with her, everything else like that. And R. Kelly gets arrested for, I guess, child pornography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And well, the trial doesn't start for 7 years or something, like some huge amount of time.
Yeah, I think it was 6. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he pushed that trial back like
he did.
No one I've ever seen.
Right.
And during the time, he became bigger and bigger. I feel like his biggest songs were dropped during that 6-year era. Like the Chocolate Factory and, I Believe I Could Fly came out during the time. And
I think that was in the 90s, like the late 90s, but yeah, still,
But anyways, Step in the Name of Love and all that was coming out during that era.
Yes.
Now, the trial begins and you actually are involved in the trial.
Right.
Okay, so what did they, what is your involvement in that trial?
Pretty much I just had to identify the people on the tape. I was able to identify them because I've had a threesome with the both of them. So that was pretty much my role.
When you say the both of them, there were 2 girls on the tape?
No, Rob and Rashona.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, because I had heard that when the Chicago newspaper got the tape, there were multiple tapes, multiple girls and so forth. There was a series. There was more than one tape.
Well, and, are we talking about the trial from 2008?
Yeah, see, that's the part I'm not sure, because they almost made it describe like there were multiple tapes, but I guess only one particular scene made it to trial.
I know the other tapes were in Florida. Remember, they ended up throwing it out because I guess the way they got the tapes.
Okay.
So yeah.
Got it. Right. Okay. Got it. Okay. That's what I'm confusing it with. Yeah, because there were other tapes. So this whole trial happens, and you took the stand and everything?
Yes. I testified for 3 hours.
Okay. At some point, did you say, okay, yes, I don't agree with the things that R. Kelly has done, but he's also done a lot of good things for me along the way, and I'm not going to participate in this trial? Was that ever a thought?
No, because they threatened my life. So that is what I was thinking about at that point. Okay. If you're talking about killing me, everything else is off the table. I mean, I was concerned with him getting better. I was concerned with him getting help. I was a great friend to him and lover at the time when we were in a sexual relationship. But at the time, once you come to a point where your team is talking about killing me, I think it's safe to say I shouldn't be trying to help you change and get better. I think at that point, I should be more concerned with my well-being and the other young ladies that you've been dealing with.
Okay. Well, you took the stand, and a lot of people took the stand in the process. Did the girls, the girl on the tape, did she or her family take the stand at all?
They didn't during trial. Beforehand, they had that hearing beforehand where that's when I said, the father said it wasn't her. She said it wasn't her. They did that, but no, not during trial.
Okay. So her whole family denied it?
Just the immediate, because Sparkle said it was her, so.
Right. So the actual girl denied it was her. Right. Her mother and her father both denied it.
Yes. And but let me put out there that her mother and father were actually on a vacation while trial was going on.
Oh, to avoid them taking a stand.
Right.
And getting subpoenaed.
Yes. In a whole other country. Right.
I mean, did you hear of any payouts or anything else like that going to the family?
I've heard. Mm-hmm. Pretty much the typical payout that he does. Mm-hmm.
Which is what?
$250,000? Yep.
Okay. Well, they go through this whole trial and he's found not guilty.
Yes.
Which everyone was completely shocked.
Actually, I wasn't.
Really?
Mm-mm, I wasn't.
Why is
And
that?
because if you don't have a victim, how can you have a crime?
Okay. So when he got off, you were like, that's what I thought.
I mean, I just was like, hey, I tried to help. I did my part. I'm trying. I've always been out trying to raise awareness. That's what it's about for me. Like I said, I when she said it wasn't her, when I knew her family went out of town, I pretty much knew what it was going to be at that point.
Okay. And then R. Kelly goes on with his life and goes on with his career. And, he's not at that same level anymore,
Right.
but he still has a catalog of hits and still touring and everything else like that. Did you maintain any sort of contact with him after the trial?
No, none at all.
Okay. So that was it, you know, and during this time, based on what we saw on the in the documentary, he's now bringing in other girls and kind of doing repeating the cycle all over again. And what I find kind of interesting, because I was talking to someone about this, is that you yourself, were you ever an aspiring singer?
No.
No, but a lot of the girls that were ended up being around him were,
Yes.
and the only singer that I've ever heard R. Kelly put out was Sparkle.
Mhm. And Aaliyah, I
So
guess, right?
and Aaliyah, right?
Right.
But this is the '90s, like.
Right.
So you're talking about you have these like promises of making you a superstar, but this hasn't
Right.
happened in like 20 years.
Yeah, and I mean
So
the group talent he had, they were really good. I just hate that he really didn't do anything with them because they were awesome. Yeah, so
okay,
yeah. He doesn't
okay,
really I guess he kind of feeds people dreams,
yeah.
which is sad.